Hey, what's good? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ian. Today I'm going to talk about a game that lets you grow weed to make money and medicine. Before I dive headfirst into video game lore, let me say that this is not an ad. Nobody from the studio is paying me to talk about this game. This is just something that I think is interesting. I have been wanting to make this video ever since I discovered this feature of the game because my channel is cannabis focused and this feature is cannabis focused. So the game in question is Ghosts of Tabor. It's a virtual reality game that is essentially a clone of another game called Escape from Tarkov. Now, Tarkov is much bigger and more complex. I've never played that game. I don't know if there's weed farming in that game, but Tarkov is responsible for an entire genre, it seems, of extraction shooters, which is essentially a big multiplayer game where you load into a map, you loot the map for resources and valuables, you engage with other players in PvP fights, and if you make it out of the map, you get to keep your stuff, the stuff that you got by looting the map and by killing other players. And if you die, then you lose everything. So it's a high stakes sort of military simulation type game. And in VR, it's like really intense because you're there and you're holding the weapons and stuff and you're actually opening crates to loot them. And the player fights are very intense, very quick and sort of realistic. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm not here to talk about the game, like the quality of the game, the mechanics of the game, whether or not it's a good game. I mean, I like it, I play a lot of it, but what I'm really here to talk about is the weed farming mechanic, because I feel like it's just like, it's clear that somebody on the development team, or several somebodies maybe, have experience growing this plant and obviously have a love and a passion for it. And it shows through in the game. So I just thought it's a curiosity that I wanted to discuss. The way it works is that there's an in-game economy where you can sell all of your loot back to the traders, make money so that you can buy the gear that you want and need for your raids. But the real money-making mechanic, I would argue, in the game is the weed farming. You're able to buy seeds called, the seeds are funny, man, they're great. Package, you can see here it's got Takistan Sun. It says it weighs 65 kilograms. There's a note on there that's like, it obviously doesn't weigh 65 kilograms. They're very expensive. They're like 7,000 of the in-game dollars for one bag of like, I think it's 10 seeds. And that's quite a lot of money considering the fact that these are just cannabis seeds. But, I mean, if you look at the package, it says that they're feminized. It also says that they're auto-flowering, and these puppies finish in 72 hours, which, I mean, real-world auto-flowering seeds, I know they're fast, but they're not that fast. So, I mean, if the in-game seeds are like just futuristic, genetically engineered seeds that finish in 72 hours, then maybe they're worth the extra cheddar. I don't know. I'm not here to speculate on that. Anyway, you get the seeds from the market, you bring them back to your bunker, you unlock your nursery by grinding the game. Once you have your nursery, you can plant up to 39 cannabis plants, and they like I said, they take 72 hours to finish. You can see them growing here. One of the more interesting aspects, and again, this is just like the developers clearly know something about cannabis, something about horticulture. If you leave your reservoir too long and it runs out of water, then all the leaves on your cannabis plants will wilt. It'll do this at like every stage of life, like from the babies to the adults. Like if you leave them too long, they just they wilt, just like in real life. And I thought that was a nice detail. The way you harvest them is really funny. You just walk up to the plant and grab it, and then as soon as you do that, it turns into a hash brick just instantly, right? It's the magic of video games. There's a whole lot of processing in between, you know, an adult plant that's ready to go and then a hash brick. There's like weeks of drying and stuff like that. But we don't need to, you know, it's a video game. We can gloss over that. We just need the bricks of hash. Like I said, you can grow 39 plants at once, so you can get like almost 40 bricks of hash at once. And then what's really interesting is that you take the bricks of hash down to a med bay where you load them into like a syringe making machine, and then you make syringes out of the bricks of hash. So there's this direct plant to medicine thing. The syringes are the only way to heal yourself in the game. You gotta, if you get hurt while you're out there fighting and roaming around, you gotta stick yourself with the syringe. It's the only way to get your health back. So the weed is like directly tied to the only way to get your health back in the game. So yeah, there's like this weed cannabis to medicine thing going on, which I thought was very cool. And just the fact that the plant is seen as like a healing, you know, thing. It's like, it's very common within the weed growing community to look at the plant as medicine, but not outside of it, especially not in today's age where it's seen as like, mostly just like a recreational drug for having fun. You go to the store, you get some edibles or something, and like you kick back and relax. But for people who have been in the scene for a long time, like before it was legalized, it was a medical scene. It was definitely regarded as medicine. And so to see it represented that way in this video game, like of all places, this VR game is just funny to me. So it's essentially why I'm talking about it. But yeah, the syringes themselves, you can sell them back. So not only is it seen as medicine, right? There's like this, it's the healing power of the plant represented in the game, but also it's like huge cashola. You can either just sell the hash bricks at a reduced rate to the store, or if you have like a fully upgraded med bay, you can make enough syringes to make even more money, you know, back from the store, because eventually, you know, you get a surplus of syringes. If you've got a market, if you've got a garden and you're pumping out plants like every 3 days, or every day if you're rotating the beds, which you can, you stand to make serious money because you're just hoarding NRS to a certain point. You get enough, and then you just start selling them back to the store, and they're worth a pretty penny. So the plant is seen as a solution, right? The plant is seen as your bank account and your health insurance and your doctor. You know, it's like, it's everything in the game, which I just think is great. Kudos to the developers for putting it in there. Again, I'm not saying anything about the game. I'm not here to talk about bugs or problems or whether it's the best game ever or the worst game ever, nothing like that. I like the game, I play it a lot. I'm really just here to congratulate the developers for being brave and putting a sort of realistic approach to cannabis cultivation. There are obviously some shortcuts and stuff like that, but this is mostly it. Yeah, you plant some seeds, you wait around, you get the plant, and you turn it into something useful. Anyway, that's really all I have today. I will be streaming later around the normal time, around like 4 p.m. Pacific Standard on Twitch. Come on over. I've got some fresh strains that I've never seen before from Redbird. I'm really excited to try them. Especially one, this Nilla Wafer, which is wedding cake and Sunday driver, which if you've been a fan of the channel, like you might remember me gushing about Sunday driver and just glazing Redbird nonstop around that time. But anyway, so exciting things happening on the stream. Hope to see you there. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other. I'll see you guys in the next video.